Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Meridian indoor-outdoor small lantern. It's actually listed as medium, but this is going to be the smaller of the two sizes. This is the 36-56-10. So this is a great fixture because it is rugged enough, engineered enough to be used outside in extreme weather. However, it's also beautiful enough and it throws a ton of great task lighting down, so you can use it in applications like over kitchen islands, in stairways, places like that. Inside, you can do the same thing outside. You can put it on porches, you can put it on stairways. It'll provide all that good lighting that you need to get around underneath it. Plus, it'll throw light through it as well. So why don't we talk about glass really quick on this. It's going to be using two different types of Hubbardton Forges glass. All Hubbardton Forges glass is hand blown, incredibly high quality. The inner glass on this is going to be Hubbardton Forges opal glass, and I will talk more about opal glass later in the video. It's a milky matte white opaque glass, so you're not going to be able to see what's inside. However, the bottom of this is open, so it gives you, like I said, unobstructed light coming down, kind of like what you see on the table here. The outer glass on this is Hubbardton Forges seeded clear, and seeded clear is a clear glass, has little air bubbles in it, kind of like champagne bubbles rising to the top. Again, really pretty. People like that glass just on its own, even before you get to the fixture part of this story. Why don't we get into the size of the fixture itself? And this is going to be from the bottom of the fixture to where the chain is going to begin, coming in at 12.7. Diameter is 7.7. It is 6.5 pounds, so it's extremely light. It's just going to hang from a simple canopy like this. I want to show you more information about that, and how we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So it's going to show you great line drawings, and those are the things you want to see, because you want to be able to see inside of this how the socket's set up. You want to see what the canopy's like on the other side too. This is just going to go over a standard 4-inch junction box. This is what you guys have on your ceiling. This is 5 inches, so it covers it without any problem at all. This is going to ship with 1 foot of chain, because most people who are using this outside will only need 1 foot of chain. If you need more chain for outside, email me. We can quote you on that, and it comes in 1 foot pieces. If you are using this inside, like I said, over a kitchen island, which I think is dynamite, over a pool table, all kinds of things like that, and you may need longer chain to get up there. And this can go up pretty high, 11.5 feet of wire. It's going to come with this automatically. And then if you need more chain for inside chain comes in 3-foot increments, and how you open and close chain to add and delete pieces, there's a little seam on the side of chain right there. You can barely see it, and there's a tool that exists in the world called a chain separating tool. When you squeeze it, it opens up in the end and it opens your chain up, and then when you want to put it all back together again, the middle part will push it down, and it won't leave marks on your chain. So make sure that your installer has one of these. I picked this up for less than 20 bucks on Amazon. I thought it was a great deal. If you need more of this chain, email me, the same deal, and we can get you all squared away. Remember, this is for inside, and then the outside chain is 1 foot increments. Little detail on that. Why don't we talk about what's going on as far as lamping goes on this. Going to be using a medium base socket, porcelain socket facing down. It is also going to be able to accommodate lots of different bulbs. So a max bulb on this is going to be a 100-watt incandescent bulb because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. That's kind of standard in the lighting industry all over the place. However, when we get into LEDs, this is where you can really shine. If you want to stick with the old school LED, this is the first ones that came out a long time ago. They're okay. They come in different sizes. This is an A21. Look how big that is. This you can get to a 60-watt equivalent, a 75-watt equivalent. This A21, I can get this to almost a 200-watt equivalent if I look on, this is Sylvania. I think I picked it up probably on Amazon. So, but there's also other places you can get them too. You can get them at places like HomeDepot.com. You can get them at Lowe's. You can get them at Walmart. True Value Hardware Store can get them for you. All those places. Lots of different light bulb websites too. 1001 bulbs, just bulbs, a lot of bulbs.com. There you go. Now, these are okay, but I actually am not crazy about these old school ones, because this porcelain part down here, or ceramic actually, it blocks light going down. So what happens is you get kind of a hot spot and then a cooler spot, and I'm not crazy about that at all. What I like to use are these newer ones, and these are the clear ones called phosphorus LEDs. And you'll notice, if you ever be able to look down inside them, there's a little circuit down at the very bottom inside that housing. So you don't have that ceramic piece. And then you get light in all directions. So it's a nice even glow coming out of whatever you're doing. So you should, make sure you kind of check these out when you're out in the marketplace. This is an A19, which will fit fine without any problem. And that one will be easily up to 100 watt equivalent if I'm out looking. However, that piece of glass is big on the inside. So that opal diffuser is 5.32 inches in diameter, and it's 7.9 inches tall, which means that you can get a big bulb in there. I checked these out in our showroom because we have this on display. It easily fit the A21. This is slightly smaller. It's an A20. And I can get this to 150 watt equivalent. So if I have a couple of these over my kitchen island or over a pool table or over some other thing, or I need task lighting like this, it provides beautiful light coming down. So, and you don't really see, it's hard to see up inside of it because that piece of inner glass is just so tall. Well, love it, love it, love it. So why don't we keep going with that? And these bulbs are going to be available to you in the marketplace in all kinds of different ways. They're going to offer them to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow light out there. They're also going to offer these to you in something called daylight. So be careful of that one. That one is not a warm light like sunlight. Daylight light bulbs are 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale, and they're bluish white light, like an overcast day outside. A convenience store light. What we like to use in our showroom, and the light that's coming down on this table, is 3,000 Kelvin, and that's warm white, soft white. So there you go. In any event, depending on what your application is, you might be using this inside again, and you might want to get a dimmable version of the bulb. Most of the time, if you're putting these outside, like on your porch, you won't need a dimmable bulb at all. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this, and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay. That's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.